Hey, welcome into another season of Inside the Vandals. I'm joined by Idaho football head coach Paul Petrino. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Now, Coach, let's get right into it. Talking about this Florida game, what a strange scenario. I mean, you guys obviously have this game in the back of your mind for the entire fall camp. You spend a whole week preparing for it. You travel out there and you travel back with no game under your belt. What's it like for you as a coach, for your team? Describe the emotions that are going through you and just after something like this happens.
Yeah, there was a lot of excitement. Our guys did a great job of preparing, and I was proud of them. The way they prepared, the way we traveled, it felt really good. It was, another year in the system. Guys knew how to do everything. I think they were very well prepared. We got there, we're all ready to play. We got out there, we warm up, have to come off the field, and then get told 30 minutes. You got to wait 30 minutes, then another 30 minutes, then another 30 minutes. And but our guys did a really good job of staying focused. We kind of just let them relax, got the coaches away from a little bit because you can't stay, all exactly ready to play for that long. So we just kind of let them relax, fed them, let them relax a little bit more. And then when we got told we were getting ready to play, we re-got them focused, went through our opening script again with the offense. Defense went through their main calls. Took the field. We're all excited to get out there and get going, and then had one play and we kind of over pursued. They were too fired up. They over pursued, and we lost contain. But I was very happy the way they prepared, the way they wanted to go out and play. The whole time they were focused and wanted to play. So all those things, especially for we had some new freshmen that were getting ready to play. So at least they've been through that part of it. You wish they could have played the game and got a whole bunch of experience because. Usually you make great strides between your first and second game, but at least they've been through all the preparation part, and we can build on that.
Absolutely. Now, what did you say to your team once you found out this game isn't going to happen? Did you address your team, and what did you say to them, to a group of 80 guys who are, like you say, they're ready to play? What do you say to them?
Well, I told them a couple different times, it looks like they're trying to maybe not want to play, but you guys want to play, right? And they're like, yeah, and so we're going to play. No matter, we're going to play this game. And then in the end, I just said, I was in a meeting with our athletic director, their head coach, and the groundskeeper. And when you heard the guy talk about the field, he said after one cut, then there would be a huge hole in the ground, and they wouldn't be able to see it. So that's how you hyperextend a knee or you pull a hamstring. And so I just said, guys, we're not going to play this game because it's not in the best interest for you. We don't need anybody to go out there and get hurt. So I'm disappointed. I know you're disappointed, but hopefully we'll get to make it up. But regardless, let's get on the plane, go home, get ready to go play Monroe.
Now, obviously, this game just delayed just under 3 hours from when you thought it was going to start. Did you think all along this game is eventually going to happen? You said you've been in a situation like this before, so you kind of had a background for what to expect. Did you think it was going to happen, or did you start to think after a while, as the delay dragged on, this probably isn't going to happen?
No, I thought we'd play it all along. And then there was one point where the refs were even talking about maybe making the quarters like 12-minute quarters. And
wow.
And I was all for that. You shorten the game as much as you want and give us a chance. So I never thought we wouldn't play it, but it ended up, I guess, the field was just so bad that we couldn't.
And obviously you guys had a delay like that against Wyoming last year as well, too. Now,
yeah.
if this Florida game is rescheduled, say to an October 25th date when you guys do both have a bye, is that a good thing, or as a coach, would you prefer not to lose a bye if that ends up being the scenario? How important are those buys?
You don't want to lose the bye. When we were in that meeting, I was pushing if we're going to play, let's play in December. Let's play when the season's over. You don't want to lose the bye because you need that. Otherwise, your players, you got to have a bye in your season some point just to stay healthy.
Just because players get banged up?
Yeah.
Now, you're looking ahead to your conference opener now. You expected to have a game under your belt. You expected to have some tape to review. In fact, that was probably a strange flight home with nothing to look at.
We looked at Monroe. We already had them all on our iPad, so we studied Monroe all the way home. So that was good.
Well, that leads perfectly. This week, what changes for you as a coaching staff when you expected this week to probably look a little bit differently than it's going to look? What changes for you guys since this is now your first game?
I don't think much changes. Once the game's over, it's always, you never look in the rearview mirror. You say you move forward. So we're just, what we missed is some of that game experience for a couple of the guys that you wanted to get, that first game under their belts, but they didn't. So you just move on and you prepare as hard as you can for Monroe and have a great practice tonight and get ready to go beat them.
Now, what was the plan for the quarterback position going into the game against Florida? And could that plan change at all this week, or do you just expect to do the exact same thing going into the game against them?
No, they were both going to play. It could change a little bit this week. We'll just kind of see how practice goes and go day to day on that.
Now, Louisiana Monroe coming off a good win beating Wake Forest 17-10. They held them to 94 yards of total offense, had 7 sacks. What do they bring to the table? What are they going to do against you guys? What do you expect?
Oh, they're going to pressure you a lot. You know, they play out of a 3-down look, and they're going to bring pressure a lot. And they got a really good nose guard. They mix up their looks on defense, and you know, defensively they pretty much just totally shut down Wake Forest. Wake Forest's touchdown was on a block punt. You know, defensively we got to play real well, and offensively we got to take care of our quarterback and move the football.
You mentioned taking care of your quarterback, and obviously with 7 sacks they can get to the quarterback. What do you do as an O-line? How do you prepare your O-line for this game?
We've been actually we worked on Monroe some even in fall camp because they are a little bit unique, different style of defense. So we had a lot of blitz pickup crossover periods in fall camp already working on them. So we worked hard on them in the off season, and we knew it was our conference opener, and so it just a matter of going out there and execute.
And now offensively, coming from an offensive standpoint, do you do anything to try and get the ball out of the quarterback's hands more quickly? Do you run more quick offensive plays when you have a defense that is especially good at getting to the quarterback?
I think you always do a couple different things. Sometimes you do that. Sometimes you protect it up. And you got to be able to run the ball. You know, that's the other thing. You got to take some pressure off him running the football too.
Now, just out of curiosity, they don't have any game tape on you guys. Obviously, they were thinking they were going to get a look at you guys against Florida. Can you use that to your advantage at all, or do you feel a little less known by them going into this game?
A little bit. You know, they gotta wonder what we've changed from last year, and especially when Matt's in there, they haven't seen him on tape, and then defensively, they don't know what, you know, are we still doing what we did last year, or is it something new? So I think that's a little bit your advantage, but you always want to get reps. You want to play games. So I think overall you would have rather had a game under your belt.
Of course. And Coach, going into this game, what do you like about your team?
I like their attitude. I like the way that they've prepared every day in practice. I think we just got to have a great week of practice this week, and we've kind of talked about it from day one. All fall camp is, you know, in our conference games we got to get to the fourth quarter. You know, keep the game close and believe we're going to win in the fourth quarter because we practice harder than everybody else.
And now, Coach, obviously a final question here. You haven't played a conference game yet, but you're preparing for one now. How is it different compared to last year when, as an independent, you didn't have a conference opponent? How is it different preparing now for a conference game? And this is a very big game for you guys.
Because you can win a conference championship, so it's great. And then this is the team you're going to play year in, year out, and it's going to be a rivalry game, and you're going down there. So it's just awesome to be in a conference. It's great to go play, you know, a conference opponent that you're going to be playing, you know, every year now, and really get to know them and build a great dislike for them and go play them every year and try to get after them.
He's head coach Paul Petrino. Coach, thanks so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
Coming up next, we talk to athletic director Rob Spear about what happened against Florida and also about the new Sun Belt Conference. Stay with us. We'll be right back.